board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Holds out with a block. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. They're at the center of the stage. What happens here? Experiencing burnout. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue to fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Smart play with the throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Fights out of the court, uses the gauge for a super arm. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Scott springs forward with the drive rush. All in with the rush. Shows the media experiencing burnout. Noticeable life lead is the low flatline zone. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Open with a jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Loads up above. Here comes the corner pressure. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Tries to act quickly but whiffs the attack. A jump.
Let's go!
All in with a rush. There's a burner. Ooh, what a smart flow. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. Oh, here we go. Keeps him out. A real test of nerves here. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? It is over! Player 1 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Boom! Medium kick hits. Sonic boom! Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Gets a chance with that jump in. What is he thinking here? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Managing their drive gauge well here can open up a lot of good chances for them later in the round. Managing that drive gauge is gonna get tricky. Throws them to negate the block. Knockdown. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Parries to cancel the fireball. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Shoots off a fireball up close. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. The throw misses. The jump in is denied. Player down to the wire. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very... Will this super arc connect? Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. A quick breather. Jumps in. Somersault kick stops them cold. Player 1 has the deck stacked against them. Can they squeeze out a win here? Are we gonna see a comeback here? Sneaks in the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Will we see our fighters fill each other out, or just let it fly in this opening round? Finds the time to squeeze in a buff. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. The Vuha stalk to the brim. Look for them to turn up the heat now. Can't tech the throw? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Player 2, there's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Takes a trip. They're not afraid to KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? The jump in catches them. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Somersault kick stops them cold. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. They're waiting for the opportunity to bust this match wide open. The super doesn't hit, experiencing burnout. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Checks him with the boom. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side step. There's a change of sides. Risky up-close scrap still going. Anti-air in the clutch. Breaks it. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Closing it out with a super arm finish. Nice and clean. There it is. They knew it'd be enough. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on top in this fight? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Throws aren't working here. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Blocks the jump in. All right. Very solid corner. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Player 2 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. Goes for the super art. Player 1 chases them down. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Sticks the combo. This is a huge chance to make a field. Player 2 has somersault kick stops them cold. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. They need to rely on their instincts. Player 2 will have to fight back here without any drive. The corner throw ends it. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Overhead neck hunter. Nice read. Denies them with a somersault kick. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Player 2 experiencing burnout. Super on deck for both fighters. Just goes for it at this range. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 has an empty drive kick. Got him up against the wall and the stun is there. Player 1 sets up with the jump in. Breaks it. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? Just go for it. Oh, they changed sides. Where are they gonna finish? We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? The last round. It's now or never. Tries to catch him out with the arc step. Looks like a drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Excellent block. Overhead attack. Player 2 this unleashes some big damage. Both sides getting ready. Both absolutely refusing to give up ground. Takes their legs out, drops them hard. Can they use their drive to stage a comeback? Sonic Blade for some cover fire. version of this is not only going to wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. Oh, jeez, right? Are you kidding me? Player 2 has got to be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Boom! Checks him with the boom. Somersault kick stops him cold. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Knockdown. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? This is a gigantic life lead. How are they going to deal with this? The jump in catches them. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juice again. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Oh! Hits them with a stopping block. This is gonna be bad news. That's how you force your opponent to do what you want so you can get a punish. Going by Romeo Theorem with a Bushin Slam. What'll happen here? Player 2 is working with a better game. What can they do with it? Knockdown and Sonic Boom. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. They're both driveless. This is gonna get messy. The drive's off the table. What else have they got? Jumps up. Gotta be careful not to whip sets up with the jump in. Let's loose a boom. We're so close to the end of the round that it's draw critical. What's gonna happen? This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Closes it out. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Nothing but air for the impact. The combo's there. What's going to follow the combo? Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. What are these fighters thinking now? The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Had the radar up and running. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. Taking stock. Life lead opens up. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? All right, what's KO? Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Can't tech the throw? Good work staying in throw range there. Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Smart play with the throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Still slugging it out at this range. A super art? That's not gonna hit. The super doesn't hit. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Watching each other carefully. Who will make the first move? Jumps, reads the jump in perfectly. Boom! Crowns him from above. Wraps it up with a throw. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Blocks the low heavy. The impact gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Still slugging it out here. Next up, brushes off the throw. Player 1 is using their drive liberally. Goes for the fireball. Who's it gonna be? Super meter is looking bare right now. Will they try to hang back to stock up or continue fighting? Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Takes him all the way to the corner, hits him for the stun. This might be over right here. Taking stock. Gets him. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Who will gain control of the match in the early going? The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. They're still feeling each other out. This is a huge chance to make a flip. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Their worst fear in the corner taking form. How will this impact things? Still slugging it out at this range. Checks him with the boom. Throws a fireball. Sonic boom. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. A quick breather. Sneaks it all in with a rush. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Let's loose a boom. Punch burns out. Boom. Chucks a fireball to continue their hold over their zone. Jump. No heavy. Ooh, what a smart throw. Player 2 can't use any drive move. Wraps it up with a throw. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Takes the chance to hurt him. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Mistimed the perfect parry, but is still safe. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Oh! Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Neither of them willing to back off. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Recovers from burnout. Goes to the overdrive. Where's their opening? Feeling out the spacing. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Player 2 was completely shut out in that last round. They really need to think about whether to press on with their current game plan or change up their playstyle. Takes a trip. Projectile to try and change the situation. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump for it. Uses the target combo as a filler. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side swing. Scrapping it out up close. Sonic Blade to fish for a reaction. Watching each other carefully. Who will make the first move? Throws them. A quick breather, springs forward with the drive rush. Super Art crowns them from above. Super Art to show up what a PhD and fighters can do for you. Wait, what? Are they actually dead? What? That was enough to kill? Yo, that read was godlike. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checking their opponent. Blocks the jump in. Well-timed command throw there. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Tons of drive and health to work with. Will they use their drive to break through or to turn up the heat? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player one is going to have a hard time managing their drive. Reads them. KO. Player two sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round two. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. Player one got smothered that round. They'll need to shake it off and show some more adaptation. Their spacing is so on point right now. Springs forward with the drive round. Quick breather. Throwing some shade. Player two did perfect KO. They were in full control there.
JP.
Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Parries the attack, and parrying attack like that is risky, but the reward is the drive gauge building up. Ooh, will they hit, whip, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player two has the life lead. All right, gets the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. The jump in is denied. Oh! Will that drive impact get punished? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Box him with a target combo. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player two needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. One chance here may end this match. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Checks him with the boom. Burnout disc KO. Player two hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Strings it all together. Barely blocks the jump in. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Player two can't use hit them with a stop and bomb. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player two in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Jump. Experiencing burnout. Wow, that throw did some juicy damage. Amazing. Who's gonna take it? Player closes it out. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
Backdash to start. They're not taking tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Here comes a big Caprozum. Player one with the lead. Will they go for offensive link shit? A trade with excellent block. Okay, here we go. Player drives it back, misses. combo! There's a burnout! The drive impact doesn't work! Oh, yo! Raw super here! Player 2 is looking at a grim situation with burnout! What are they gonna do? Oh, the throw connects! Amazing! Burns out! No! Stunned off the wall! Oh, here we go! Sonic Blade for some cover fire! Player 1 can't use any drive moves! Gotta play it safe! They got they picked this time to bust this out? Are you kidding me? Player 2 clinches the win! But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Let's loose a boom. Tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. Sonic Boom. That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down to business. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 has used up all of their drive damage. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue to fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Sonic Boom! Ah, burnout activates. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Just goes for it and this one in there. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Quick dash in. How will they take it? Hits him with a stop and bind. Player 2 chases him down. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. It's back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. Player 2 can't fool what this one's gonna happen. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Experiencing burnout. Both sides in burnout. They can't drive. Perfect tech. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. Connects with the throw. And they create an opportunity for themselves to KO. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
The top player is
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. What's the play here? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Holds out with the block. Drive gauge finally recovers. Knockdown. The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Oh god, ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. The jump in catches them. Rolls out the Sobot. Sonic Boom. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Hits them with a stop and pop. Looking to impress with this super. Sends it all for the crossfire. This is what happens when Sonic Boom beats Somersault Kick for an all-out assault! Player 1 will need to use their meter here wisely. Somersault Kick stops them cold. Burnout activates. Medium Kick hits. Back into the corner. What setup do they have? Connect with KO! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Checks him with the boom. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Wow, shut down. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective game plan. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes with the projectile for their opening shot. Gets the jump in. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Both fighters planning something? Nice read! Denies them with a somersault kick. They gotta press here to take advantage of this drive gap. Shoots him and takes a swing! Sonic Boom! Gotta do better than that! Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning. Drive rush! Anti-air in the clutch! Will they gamble something here on a drive move? This is gonna hurt! Player 1 is in a very good throw zone. Grabs and throws him away. The drive drops him hard. Excellent read. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Open with a jump in? Who will come out on top? Crowns him from above. Jumps in. All in with a rush. Both fighters are standing firm with plenty of health remaining. The drive impact doesn't work. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Player 2 is looking at this is gonna hurt. This is a complete shutdown. They can't escape. Overhead. Oh, here we go. Gotta do better than that. Keeps them out. What are they gonna do? Boom! They're recovered. Leg sing. Closes it out. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Special match.